Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Anyway, in this video, we're going to have a look at how some voluntary dive teams spend their weekends unpaid, to help families get resolution, families that have lost a loved one has gone missing, either in the water or on land. They've gone missing, there are no answers. And sometimes, as we know, as we've followed certain cases, haven't we, gets to a point where the police give up the search, and families wait a long time sometimes to find out what happened to their loved one, if they ever find out at all. So we're going to have a look at this dive team called Beneath the Surface, who have kindly given me permission to use their videos. And the first thing we're going to go over to their YouTube channel. First thing I just want to say is, I know they're not publicists. They're not going around publicising themselves, etc. But I was really surprised. They haven't got enough subscribers as far as I'm concerned. So if we have a look at their channel, Beneath the Surface, they only have 144 subscribers. So I'm asking, please go over there, subscribe to their channel, like their videos. They're very interesting. I've selected one video. There's a lot of videos on there that are very interesting, showing sonar, talking about the challenges of recovery, etc. So they made this video talking about remembering those we've searched for this year. That's the title of the video. And we're going to watch it, and we're going to look like some people, like it says here, they've put a disclaimer below it, or something to clarify. Some we have found, some have been found by others, and some are still missing. So as we have a look through this video, I'm going to update you on the ones that were still missing. Okay, now they say we'll keep going in the hope that all will be found, and they are still keeping going with some of these cases, but some of these cases were resolved already when this video was made. Others have been resolved since, and some are still not resolved. So we know from the cases we've been following, just the torture for the families to not even know what it's bad enough to lose your loved one, to the water, or to, if they go off hill walking, or some unknown thing happens to them, that's bad enough. But to never know where they are, and not be able to bring them home and bury them, or, give them, say goodbye properly. That is so sad. So my hat just goes off to these people that try to help families out of the goodness of their heart. So let's have a look at the video. Let's make sure it's showing. So this first one, there is music on this video, but I've taken the music off because YouTube doesn't like music. This gentleman, James Davidson, he has been found. He was already found by the time this video was made. Now here, Rodrigo Falcon, who it's saying is still missing, he has been found. So let's just have a look about Rodrigo. So this is Rodrigo, and he was found after being missing over a year. So a year of his family worrying where he was. So he left a nightclub in Aviemore in December 2022. Now, we're not going in this video into what actually happened to them. I don't know what the reason was. You know, whether it was thought to be self-deletion or foul play, I don't know. But it's just enough for us to know that at least his family has got resolution. At least they know what happened to them. What happened to him. So he was last seen in the Aviemore area in the early hours of the 11th of December in 2022. 11th of December 2022, and there were various appeals to locate the 34-year-old bar worker, originally from Argentina. Now, I don't know whether his family, you know, his parents or whatever, if he had siblings, if they were still in Argentina. But again, that's even worse, isn't it? All that distance, you know, and you would feel sort of helpless, wouldn't you, really? Anyway, at this time that this article was written, it was thought to be him, because even after all that time, obviously, you know, I don't like going into gory detail, but, you know, there will be clothes that will identify these victims. You know, there will be things and possessions, etc. So at the time that this article was written, formal identification was yet to take place, but his family had been informed. Okay, let's go back to the... go back to the video. So, you know, of course, it is very, very sad. But I just think, you know, families need this resolution, don't they? Yeah. Peter Baglin had been found when this video was made. The thing is, it's the conditions as well, isn't it? I mean, it can be freezing cold, be pouring down with rain. You're going into sort of cold rivers, lakes, lochs, you know, with all reeds and weeds, and God knows what's in some of these places. And really, you know, it's grim what you're looking for, isn't it? Reaching out to try and find a body, basically, or what's left of a body. It really is. They deserve so much more credit, I think, for what they do. And I include the police divers in that, any divers that go and do these things. It's a big thing, isn't it, that they do. Anyway, Daniel Hives. Now, let's see, though. I think he was found. No, he's still not been found. Daniel Hives, let me show you this article. So he was just recently, 29th of March, and not that long ago, the brother of Daniel had made an emotional plea to help find him on his 30th birthday for his devastated family. So he was last seen on the evening of the 10th of December 2022. Long time ago. He left a property in City View, Sidings Close, Lancaster, close to the River Loon. Oh, these rivers, God, it makes you wish there were no rivers. And has not been spotted since. Now, of course, the thing is, it's not determined that he has gone in the river. You know, it tends to happen, doesn't it? But did he leave that property? You know, there's so many... That reminds me a little bit of the Jack Sullivan case. So many of these young men, you know, they go to, you know, socialise, go to a pub, or they go out with friends or to a party, and then they just disappear. But do they, you know, if they're walking by the side of the river, you know, if they've had a few drinks, I don't know if Daniel had a few drinks. I don't know the full circumstances. But anyway, so any of you who are in that area or who might know anything about Daniel, so this is Lancaster, City View, Sidings Close, Lancaster, close to the River Loon. Maybe I need to do a deeper dive on these cases, well, these ones that are still missing. But anyway, I'm not doing that in this video. In this video, it's just an overview. I will be doing a lot more what can I say? So the videos that are on here on this YouTube channel, I've been given permission to use, and I'm going to use them to create awareness about these, you know, people that are missing that we don't even know about, you know. And the thing is, you get these public appeals maybe right in the beginning, but they do sort of taper off, don't they? So it's important to keep talking about these ones that are still missing. They need to keep being talked about. So yeah, if you know anything about Daniel, and if you can help bring some resolution to his family, contact the police. So it says there's been an extensive search of the river and surrounding area, as well as exploring all CCTV and dash cam footage opportunities and speaking to witnesses, but they haven't been able to find him so far. Could this be the month that they find him? Can you help? Okay, let's go back to the video now. So that's Daniel, one that's still missing. There's a sonar. Look at that trolley at the bottom. Trolley. The trouble is, there's probably all sorts in these rivers and things. All sorts. I couldn't do it, you know, apart from feeling claustrophobic. I'm not a lover of water, to be honest, unless I know exactly what's in it. So here we've got Reese Roger. He's been found. Oh, looks like they're putting some flowers down there for him. Now, this gentleman, Neil Skinner, he was found, I believe. Let me just see. I did sort of flashed up. Oh, no, it wasn't him. No, I don't think he has been found. No. So Neil Skinner is still missing. Let's have a look at the what the police say. So when was this? Renewed appeal. So renewed appeal 1 year after. So that was 2023. Has it not been an update since then? Anyway, Neil was 72 and he was reported missing from the Bridge of Orkney area close to Loch Dochard. He was last seen around Sunday, the 8th of May, 2022, and he was reported missing on the 9th of May. 5'8" tall, short white hair, white goatee type beard, and wearing glasses. So there he is. Let me just check, make sure there's no other update on him. When I Googled him, this is what came up, but this is quite an old article. Let's see. Yeah. No, he's still not been found. There's an article, well, 2024 is the last article that's coming up here. But he's still missing, bless him. Oh, it says there's an update there. Hang on, let's see. Oh, it's an update by another search team, K9 Outdoors. So there's quite a lot of these search teams, you know, and all credit to them. But anyway, so no, Neil has not been found yet. So maybe, again, that's one maybe we need to do a deep dive on. This particular video that I'm making, I'm just really illustrating. There's a couple of things that I want to illustrate. And one of them is how long it can take to find people. Because some of the people that were found, but after maybe 2 years, that is how difficult, of course, it can be to find people, especially in water, or if they've gone walking into the hills, etc. I think we always start thinking, oh, there's something suspicious then after a certain amount of time goes by, but literally can take so long. Oh. See, these places look so lovely and peaceful and tranquil, but people go missing, don't they? Especially people who go walking on their own, camping on their own. Wild camping's so popular now, isn't it? Sometimes older people like the guy before, which he's probably as fit as a fiddle, but sometimes you think you're fit because you've been doing it for so long, but you shouldn't really go out on your own, I don't think, personally, or at least without some walkie-talkie or some. Anything can happen, can't it? At the end of the day, doesn't matter how fit you are, how young you are. This looks like a young guy. Anyway, let's have a look at him. Now, he's still missing. Oh, no, he's the one that was found. Ross Kinghorn. Let's have a look. That was the one that I was thinking of before. So, a body found, believed to be missing hill walker, found after 20 months. 20 months, nearly 2 years of his family not knowing what's happened to him. And he was finally found in September 2024. So he was last seen in Blair Arthol before heading off on a walking trip in January 2023. And 20 months later, his body was found. So he was 57 years old. He travelled by train from Linlithgow in January 2023 with the intention of heading to the Bridge of Tilt area. He was last seen in Blair Athol and is believed to have set out for the nearby Bainaglow Hills. I don't know these areas at all. But anyway, apparently they found some of his personal items near the Bridge of Tilt. So again, I don't know what happened to him. Doesn't matter really. Well, it will matter to his family. The point is that's 20 months this guy was missing. 20 months of torture for his family. But at least he was found. And it's because of teams like the Beneath the Surface team that families are eventually allowed to get some resolution, isn't it? Okay, so that's somebody who was found. None of these were found alive, unfortunately. I mean, there will be some, there will be times when people go missing and are found alive, but it's not when it's been 20 odd months, of course. I mean, people can survive quite a long time, can't they? And it does occasionally happen that people are found. There is a happy resolution. But when someone's been missing as long as Ross was missing, it was unlikely, wasn't it? But anyway, at least he's been taken home now to his family. Gosh, it's so murky, isn't it? Now, this is a case, this is 20 years old, this case of Kevin Maguire. He went missing one New Year's Eve after an argument with his wife, and his car is also missing. And this is, even just recently, he was still being searched for by Beneath the Surface. But so far, it hasn't been found, unfortunately. So, let's have a look at this. So, yeah, divers. New underwater searches to take place. 30 years after Stirlingshire Joyner went missing. So he was last seen leaving his home in the village. Oh gosh, they always give me these. I can't pronounce these names. Stronaclacla, sorry. Hogmanay, 1994. There'll be some of my Scottish followers now, they'll be going, oh, for God's sake, you can't even pronounce that, sorry. Anyway, so this was him. 30 years. I thought it was 20 years. It's 30 years. So really, they're just trying to, 20, my goodness. So 1994, this guy disappeared. But also not only him, but his metallic green Saab. So a specialist from the diving group beneath the surface will travel to Scotland next month to carry out new searches of waterways. And they plan to use the latest sonar technology to search several remote sites, the locations of which have not been revealed. And it's thought that he may have accidentally gone off the road into the water. Will they find him? I think they will carry on until they do. Do you know anything about Kevin Maguire? 5'11", brown hair, brown eyes, a tattoo of a phoenix on his arm. So he left his remote home in Stronaclacla, or Cha, after an argument with his wife who he had married 5 months earlier in the Seychelles. So they hadn't been married very long. He was only 27 years old, bless him. And there's been no trace of him or the car since. He's from Glasgow, from Ballyleston. He had no money worries or mental health issues. So yeah, if you know anything, phone 101, Police Scotland. Gosh, 30 years though. I mean, what happens to, what would his wife have done? I mean, does he get declared dead eventually? And then would she have been able to marry somebody else? 30 years is a long time to wait for someone, isn't it? Where do you get to a point where you just think they're not coming back? Poor things. Okay. So this is his car. This is Kevin Maguire's car. It's quite a distinctive car. I don't know that is his actual car, but it's a similar car. It's quite distinctive, isn't it? And the registration, F22, is that RAC? Yeah. Yeah, where is he? What happened to him? Like, you can't imagine that he could still be alive, but maybe he is. Maybe he just disappeared. Sometimes people do run away and just, disappear, but it's unusual, I think. Look at that, murky. Now, this lady, Hazel Nairn, she was swept away in the flooding. She has been found. Sadly, she's been found. She's deceased. Let me just put some windows down so I don't get mixed up. She's deceased, unfortunately. It was her body that was found. But again, at least, let me just put up the... "18 months they looked for Hazel." You can't believe it, can you? Before I started sort of noticing about these cases, you would always think that bodies would be found quickly, but they're not, are they? So, and of course, the longer bodies are not found, the more conspiracy theories sort of creep up around them. So she was 71, bless her, grandmother, last seen at the River Don near Monymusk in November 2022 while out with her dog. and she was formally identified. And a spokesperson said her death was not suspicious. Oh, there she is with her daughter and her granddaughter, bless. Says high water levels pose challenges in areas identified as a priority. Oh, and the body of Hazel's dog was found in the days after she went missing. Oh. So on the first anniversary of her disappearance, Mrs. Nairn's daughter Annika said it had been an awful tragedy, and she told BBC Scotland News, "I don't want people to think of us or our heartache, but to think of my mum Hazel and how she's not home yet or at peace but out there somewhere all alone." That's what she said before she was found. And she said that the family would never really know what happened. Wonder what happened to her. Thing is, don't walk too close to the river, I think is, was it a rainy day? Poor Hazel. Was she walking her dog and we just don't know. Or did the dog fall in and she went in after it? I expect that happens quite a lot, because if your dog fell in the river and got swept away. Sometimes I think about that about my dogs when we go to the beach. In fact, I've not been to the beach properly for ages because they like to swim, and you sort of think, well, what if they just, got swept away? I couldn't go in and get them. It's quite scary, isn't it? Anyway. Okay, so Hazel, at least her body was found. But at the time of this video was made, she hadn't been found. That's why they've got her down there as missing, but she has been found. Yeah, it all looks so nice, peaceful, tranquil. But you can see the undercurrents, can't you? And there's a diver in there. I mean, of course, it's dangerous for the recoverers as well. They're risking their lives. So here's a little dog, Diesel, who was found. There they are. It all looks so calm and tranquil there, but you just don't know what's underneath. Now, this company, I'm going to be this dive charity or rescue team, I will be talking about them quite a lot. I'm going to look at quite a lot of their videos, etc. So I will be talking about them a lot. It's so interesting and it's such worthwhile work that they do. I just want to give them some publicity.